Activator 122, and it's an encore episode of List Week. Now, I know I said List Week ended Friday with the 4 lists and the 1 live stream, but I'm going to add one on to you because this week is actually going to be a kind of a short week for you. And that is because Wednesday, I'm going to get my surgery done on my hand, so I probably won't be able to be making videos because my right hand will be in a cast and I am right-handed. So if these announcements are old and outdated, just I'll pin a comment and in the description a timestamp so you guys can just skip right to the list if you're watching this at a later time. If you're watching this on the day it's posted or within a couple of days, this information is relevant, so you probably should, pay attention. So, like I said, I will be out of commission for a little while. Ryan is going to do his best to at least kind of keep some content flowing. We got a Let's Play that we're doing for Duels of the Roses, and that will probably be getting posted relatively regularly in order to kind of keep some content flowing so you guys don't miss me so much. And if you're ever curious as to what's going on with the channel and how I'm doing and stuff, I have a Facebook, and I got the Patreon, and, well, I guess the Teespring thing, and that doesn't really have anything to do with contacting me. But even though those three things are got plenty of stuff that I'll probably be paying attention to in order to kind of keep some stuff going. I'll post memes or something on the Facebook. So be sure to go check that out. But like I said, this is the top 5 cards in the game that I absolutely can't stand. Which is really funny because I don't think I actually really dislike any of these cards for what they do, but for extenuating circumstances around the card. Well, except 5. I actually dislike 5. So anyway, the rules for this list are, I don't know, something about the card drives me insane, I guess. So let's get to it. Number 5 is Drag Down to the Grave. Drag Down to the Grave is a card that lets both players look at each other's hands and then discard a card out of each other's hands. I don't think that this card's too bad. It's actually not, it's kind of a good card. The fact that it gives both players information about what the other one's doing is neat, and the fact that you get to pick the card you're discarding kind of gives that old school Yu-Gi-Oh thing going on. Actually, it is an old card, so I guess that's fair. Issue is, I think it's the deck that plays the card. Dark Worlds. Dark Worlds drive me nuts because when they're discarded by card effect, they do stuff. So they play annoying cards that keep looking in my hand, discarding stuff out of my hand. Leave my hand alone. The hand is sacred. You can kill all the cards in my field, you can banish my graveyard, you can mill my deck. Leave my hand alone, come on. And it's like the way the deck uses it too. Like they'll play all their cards, they'll have 1 left in their hand. Break down to the grave. Ooh, I only got 1 left, you gotta discard it. It's always something, it's like a brow or a snow or something. You're like, ah. So it just drives me insane. I can't stand this thing. Number 4 is Pot of Desires. I actually like Pot of Desires. It's a fantastic +1. I can't believe that I still have to have this conversation after making a video and pretty much every other YouTuber making a video explaining why this card is a +1 and why the -9 thing is literally not a thing. It doesn't matter what you draw, card advantage doesn't care. It's a count of how many cards you control on the field and in your hand before and after you use the card. You have 1 more card, so it went +1. That's what it means. Drawing 2 garnets is still a +1. Yeah, it's crappy and it's a brick, but it's still a +1. +1 is not synonymous with good. I mean, it can be good. Normally it is, but there is always a chance that if you're drawing random cards, you are going to draw bad cards. That doesn't make it a neg-9. Neg-9 would literally mean you, I don't know, draw 2, discard 10, out of your hand, or send them from your field. Your deck is not a resource. The way you can tell your deck's not a resource is if the card that you need is on the top or on the bottom or anywhere in between, it doesn't matter. If you have no way of getting at it, it's stuck where it is. If you could just pick up your deck and pull a card out of it and said, all right, I play this, then your deck would be a resource. But it's not. Just like your graveyard or your banish pile. They're not resources. Your graveyard can be kind of a pool for virtual advantage depending on what deck you're playing. That's very, very case specific. But general rule, your card advantage has nothing to do with the cards in your deck. Otherwise, you could play a 60 card deck and be like, oh, I started the duel +20. That doesn't make any sense. So nothing to do with the card. It's just the fact that I still have to explain card advantage. Every YouTuber has to keep explaining card advantage. You can't change the definition of something and then argue with somebody about what it means. That doesn't make any sense. They'd be like calling a chair a hippo, and when people are like, no, that's a chair, and then you get mad at them for not them calling it a hippo. No, you're making that up. I could literally go on about this for an hour. Number 3 is Pot of Greed. which is really weird because it's like I dislike it for the exact opposite reason. Pot of Greed's another meme in the game, but as opposed to people unironically calling it an egg 9 because they don't understand card advantage, they're just asking, what does Pot of Greed do? Literally every single video, some jerk says this. It drives me batty. And you know what? If you ask any YouTuber who's actually going to level with you and not just sugarcoat a response, they will tell you it's annoying as hell. I've talked to most of them. It's annoying as hell because I think it's because you get this comment on like every single video. Like when you're just commenting and it's like the first time you ever said it or something, it's funny to you because it's you think you're being inclusive in the community. But you got to remember, we are comment sponges, so the same comment over and over again makes you want to punch somebody. So yeah, it's not funny anymore. Actually, it's so frustrating that it's almost flipped back to funny. Like I get so mad when I see the comment because I'm like, oh my god, shut the hell up. And then I kind of laugh at myself because it's like, Dave, you're getting so triggered because somebody is making a joke that just ceased to be funny like 2 years ago. That's kind of funny. Doubly ironic, I guess. Number 2 is Chaos Max Dragon. Again, I have no problem with Chaos Max Dragon. It's actually one of the best ritual monsters in the game. Is it a great card in and of itself for what it is? It's okay. It kind of railroads the strategy of the Blue Eyes deck. I think the Blue Eyes deck is better without it because it has more options, it's got more plays, and it doesn't put all of its chips into one basket. However, it's a cool card. It's a big boss monster. It's a big ritual, and it's got a ton of attack, and it is a little annoying to get rid of, especially for certain decks. And if you're just looking at ritual monsters, it's one of the best ones in the game, which any player would know that. So when I post a list, you know, like let's say talking about the best ritual monsters in the game, and this card is just somehow not on there, it's either I'm an idiot and you should make a comment about it, or this list came out like a year before the card was ever announced, and every single person on that stupid video that has asked me where is Chaos Max Dragon just completely ignored the date. It's kind of a running meme on my channel for people to ask me where Chaos Max Dragon is because it drives me batty. It didn't exist! At this point, even DZ is like laughing about this whole gag with me because like I had to explain to him, yeah, this card drives me nuts because everyone's always asking where it is on that dumb list. I still get comments like once a week on that video about it, and they're completely unironic. And it gets me. So like I said, I don't have any problem with a card, but damn. Number 1 is no surprise for anybody who's been watching my content for a while, and that is evil hero Dark Gaia. Again, I have no problem with Dark Gaia himself. I think he's a particularly lackluster fusion monster, which is why I put him on my worst of fusion list, simply because this thing, it's a fact, would not be relevant and probably hasn't been relevant in so many years. Having a decently sized beater attack power and then forcing everything into attack position isn't an awful effect, it's just not competitive in any respect. And the video, and that worst of fusion list is old, so like it wasn't competitive then, and it's like even less now. And yes, the thing get really big if you use like, I don't know, that Magna Warrior thing and Despondent. It gets really big. And if your opponent has something with like no attack power, it's going to do a lot of damage. But that requires a lot of things to go right. But nah, apparently this obscure card from the middle of the GX era that I said was bad because it's completely irrelevant just brought all the fanboys out. So kind of like the Chaos Max Dragon, it's like I just got tons of comments like, no man, that card's broke. I won a game one time 10 years ago with it. So anyway guys, that's the cards that I can't stand, and like I said, most of them I don't have a problem with the card itself, it's just the comments. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and let me know some of the cards that you can't stand, because I'm really curious to know what you guys think. And remember guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I will see you guys next time. No time left in the video, I summoned Dark Magician, declared direct attack. Subscribe for vids? Told you I was the master.